Welcome, the Fence Show, ActiveYards edition. Today I am so excited to introduce you to Rob Harrison of Harrison Fence. Thanks for being here on the Fence Show.
Thank you.
ActiveYards edition. I gotta tell you, 1 week after the next, I go from one great studio, one great office, next thing. Now I'm in I honestly believe I'm in the nicest basement that I've ever been in. And tell us a little bit about where we are right now. We're
basement of my home.
Basement of your home.
Basement of my house.
Was this guys? Listen, we're not going to rub it in your faces. I feel like I'm at the best sports bar in America, so we're not going to show you all this. But here's the general idea. It is beautiful. And so my question to you, Rob, is: was this basement a dream of yours at one point in your life?
Yes.
So it always was, because you're a real big sports fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a sports fan's paradise.
I like to entertain people, so
yeah.
I wanted to have enough room
and you could just see here by looking at the background. Tell us what we're looking at behind us.
Well, I'm a big Buffalo fan, being from Buffalo, New York originally. Yeah. So I've got all the different Buffalo memorabilia. Pretty much everything down in the basement is signed and authenticated. Yeah. By the guys that actually signed it. So.
Yeah. It is absolutely beautiful, and it's awesome to see such a dream come true. And I love the fact that it's kind of like a testament to the fence business, because you're everything I ever kind of talk about or dream about when it comes to the fence business. I mean, you are a self-made fence man, aren't you?
I'm trying.
Did you ever look at it that way?
No.
Did you ever think you'd be interviewed on a television show
Never.
that someone would ask you that question?
Nope.
So, but honestly, that's the whole idea with the Fence Show. So we're in Apex, North Carolina. Is that where we are?
Yep.
And we're visiting Harrison Fence today. And Harrison Fence is an ActiveYards dealer, been with us for probably 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about it today. Number one ActiveYards dealer, aluminum, year to date. I think you were the champion last year, right?
I think a couple years now in a row.
A couple years in a row. So for those of you,
counting.
The success that you've had with ActiveYards has just been amazing, and we appreciate the commitment and the partnership. So just getting into it, when did you start Harrison Fence?
I became a fence installer in 2001, and as being a subcontractor, I learned to get jobs, and we incorporated Harrison Fence long after we had just gotten insurance and had to come up with a name so I could have workers' comp. Mm-hmm. The guy I was getting the work from told me there was really no Harrison Fence, it's just a name, so he could write a check. Mm-hmm. Well, I ended up turning that into getting work and getting more work from other friends that saw that I could get the work done. Yep. And 2001 is really when we started building fence, and 2003 is when, as a company, I started really hiring on people and believing that it was going to be more of a company than just a job.
So 2001 to 2003, you were primarily a subcontractor. Yeah,
subcontractor.
And you just built fence every day. Imagine it must
every
be
day, as many as I can get done.
Yeah, and you probably had a good system. And did you have a couple guys that worked with you even at that stage?
I have the same. I actually still have Jimmy, who's been with me since 2003. Yeah, and he's still with us today. I try to take every project, every job, even the small little ones. I worked for, really hard to work for contractors, dealt with them, tried to just nurture them and take them in and do everything I could to help them so they became dependent upon our work,
on your work.
And that turned into just one referral after another. Really.
So it was referrals that built it for the first couple of years. When did you actually spend your first dollar on advertising?
I worked Yellow Pages in 2000 when I first moved to North Carolina, and the job that let me go, it fired me. Yep. Ended up getting an ad placed in that phone book, and I placed a 1/4-page ad in that phone book, and that turned into a phone call from a Centex field manager, which is a large national builder, and I ended up getting the Centex account through a phone book ad. Mm-hmm. And for the next couple years, we increased our ad size and got to the full page, and eventually the phone book was obsolete, and really didn't spend a lot of advertising. Neighbor, girlfriend at the time, was a graphic designer, and she created a really nice logo and some really nice work for us, literature, and we looked like a really large, successful company with just 4 people.
So that's how it started. So then you're, because I was going to ask you about your wife, Shauna. You guys are probably one of the best married couple partners I know in the fence business, as far as the way you work and how hard you work together and the contributions that you both make to the business with your strengths and all that. It's actually pretty neat to watch. I mean, many of you have met Shauna as well as Rob, and it's really neat to watch. So you started building, and she slowly got into adding value by doing the marketing side.
She really handled the back end side as far as the organization. Yeah. She kept track of the finances. She kept track of bill paying. My job was to just go in and generate as much fence work as I could, and hers was to just handle the organization of it.
When did you basically put away your dig and bar and became and stepped away from the day-to-day installation yourself? What year was that?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Was it?
I still will go on a fence job to this day.
I know you do, but
they
I'm just
like
thinking,
me getting on crews just to help certain. But I would say I got out of installations, and then I was just primarily sales. Yeah. So and then managing the sales department and managing all the staff.
The reason why I asked that so much is because it's a rare climb. A lot of people that own very successful fence companies, didn't take that exact path.
I really wanted a vendor, a good vendor that we could get good. Of course, we were all looking for the lowest pricing, and
at the time, yeah.
But after about a year of dealing with ActiveYards, I got to the point where I didn't even pay attention to the pricing. Not that to tell you that, but I didn't pay attention to that as much as I paid attention to the full package of what we were getting and just the attention we were getting with you guys, and that
to the rest
of the neat transition to do that.
The growth that your company has had over the past 10 years is probably as significant as anybody in the country, and it's obvious a testament to you and to Shauna and to your team. But your marketplace seems like it's pretty interesting. So tell us about what's going on here in the Raleigh-Durham area as far as growth.
The growth is insane here. It's just a great place where a lot of people have come visit their friends that have moved here from California or Florida or wherever. Yeah. Pennsylvania. Yeah, exactly. And they come visit for the weekend, and next thing you know, they're looking to relocate. Yeah, so.
It's a very inviting climate, and just the way that it looks, the trees, the green, the hills.
It's beautiful here.
Yeah, absolutely. And as far as the fencing is concerned, what's been your mix over the years? So I know it's changing a little bit now, but generally speaking, if you took the four main products of wood, vinyl, aluminum, and chain link, would be, let's say 2017, what was the mix approximately, percentage-wise, for your business?
I feel like aluminum is such a large amount of what we do.
So probably 50% aluminum?
I would say like a majority of what we feel like we're doing is aluminum and wood. Yeah. The chain link market is so low in this area, and we don't really specialize in commercial work, so we're a residential fence company. Yep. This area doesn't even allow chain link in most neighborhoods. Yeah. So vinyl, we're working on progressing with vinyl. It's a hard market for vinyl. We're working on HOAs, adjusting the HOA market so that you can get in front of you gotta get to the builders. The builders have to approve these things.
Yeah, so. It takes time. So you're 35% probably wood, 15% or 10% vinyl still. And the majority of it being wood and aluminum. Do you remember your evolution of aluminum as to whether it was something that you played a real big role in the market development, or do you feel like the whole market was developing? Like, how much did you think you contributed as far as Harrison Fence to the growth of the aluminum market?
I feel like recently we've contributed to the development just because of the amount of volume that we do. Yeah. The product that we're buying is being put in so many neighborhoods that everybody has to match that product.
Because you got to specify.
You have to be specific to match the neighbors, what they all want to do.
And you got to specify with the brand associated with it.
Yeah, they're all really keeping up with it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because we're, as far as residentially in this area, we feel like we do a majority of the fencing in this area.
I did a training today with Rob's team, for a handful of salespeople and the office staff. And at one point, I kind of felt like I was training, like I was Tom Brady's quarterback coach. Like I didn't, everything you guys do, you're already one step ahead of everybody. So that is pretty awesome that you've been able to develop that niche in the builder network. Average number of crews. It's July 20th or so today. How many crews do you have out today?
6. Well, we had 15 out.
15.
Yeah, I think 15.
Yeah, and then sometimes you run
typically 16 a day, but we have truck down. We don't just have extra trucks lying around.
Wow, so 15, that's amazing. So getting 15 crews out the door.
In a rain day.
What's that?
And a rain. It's raining.
And a rain
so
day.
a rain day.
Now, what do you think is the most proud achievement that you've accomplished in the past couple of years? Like when you look at your company and you look at your whole life, because I'm proud of you. It's kind of funny, and it's just.
I'm more
weird.
like, I feel like I'm not looking at anything in what it's doing for me at all. At all. I'm happy and content with where I'm at. I have been for years. Really, I like seeing an employee come in with a new car, or I like hearing an employee in the fence business. I like hearing an employee buying a house.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about it like that when I got into it, and then one day I'll buy a house. But that's, it's nice to see the guys around me doing good. It's nice to see people, having kids and growing their families within our company.
With what you created. That's
what I like.
Yeah, and just by creating that environment for people to become the best versions of themselves and giving them that opportunity. Doesn't matter whether they're in sales or support staff or installers, and some of the people that you've developed have really blossomed into amazing talents, and experts in what they do. I gotta say, we're looking forward to getting some of the ops staff, on video tomorrow. Because their operation in the morning is amazing, to try to get 16 crews out in kind of a unique
fashion.
In an hour. Yeah, so we're looking forward to seeing what that looks like. So, when you look at your overall relationship with ActiveYards, give me a word that would describe.
It's a very loyal company to us. I really wanted a vendor, a good vendor that we could get good. Of course, we were all looking for the lowest pricing, and
at the time, yeah.
But after about a year of dealing with ActiveYards, I got to the point where I didn't even pay attention to the pricing. Not that to tell you that, but I didn't pay attention to that as much as I paid attention to the full package of what we were getting and just the attention we were getting with you guys, and to the rest. A neat transition to do that. You guys really make the effort to be in our presence. You constantly you're coining phrases after us in your office, which we think is the coolest thing. Yeah. But Shauna you said it a long time ago to my wife. You will run if you'll run, and we'll go as fast as you will. And you guys really have. I mean, you have, even with any hiccups or any bumps or anything along the way. You guys have always really done what you said you'd do with us.
I have used that phrase for many years, and the phrase is basically, we'll run as fast as you want to run. We'll run right beside you. We'll nudge you along. We're not, we'll encourage you up the hill, but we're not going to pull you up the hill. The funny thing about you guys and Shauna and Jen and the whole gang is that you guys do run faster than me sometimes, and I really have to huff and puff to keep up, and just slow down and to look at what the heck you guys have done. It's just amazing to me, and what you've done, with the office and the operation and the efficiency that you have. It's unbelievable. And do you mind if I share what it looks like?
It's a rough old junkyard.
It's very low key.
We've been renting for years.
They've been renting an office. It's very nondescript, and you would never know it's a fence company from the front. But when you go inside, it's absolutely beautiful. It's very comfortable for the people that work there. It's an amazing environment. But it really, I used the term today, I said it looked like kind of a speakeasy, because they don't even have a sign out front. And then you go in and it's like, you think it's like, it's a secret society of some sort. From our relationship, and the way that you've developed over the years, we've been most proud of your contributions in terms of, helping us in a lot of ways prove a lot of things that we talk about. And we tell people, hey, try this will happen. And you guys over the years have shown us, hey, if you do this will happen. And one of the things that I thought was very impressive today was just meeting a new salesperson that you have on your team. And I complimented you on the fact that I think that you're personally, Rob Harrison, one of the best sales recruiters in the fence industry. Tell us just a little bit, because we've talked about this, but a little bit about how, a couple of the experiences that you've had, not in too detail, but where you found people, the questions you asked them.
Interviewing, I've actually been to a sales interview with a guy who didn't know who I was, and I went to his place of employment, and he didn't know who I was, and I interviewed him in the real world. Because if you can interview a person, they'll do everything different to be that person for your interview.
Yeah.
That was neat. He worked out to be really good for a long time with us. But for the most part, I try to look for things that are energetic and we really lucked out with the last guy.
Yeah,
Really
the last couple of guys. But the point that I'm trying to get to is that he's very aware, and he sees someone impressive. And
I try to hire waiters.
Yeah,
I try to hire people
waiters,
around me.
The service writer at a car dealership, the gym.
And I don't look for convenience. I don't look for convenience or what's easiest to me or the easiest path. I really try to find the hardest path without doing it that way. But that's what happens a lot of times. But it's
amazing. But people, you understand, people are really at a loss for this, and it's just like anything in sales. It's life in your daily grind will show you the best people. So why run an ad when you can just, in your case, for example, his superstar of the year was your trainer,
his fitness trainer,
at Lifetime Fitness, and this fellow is on track to be one of the best fence salesmen probably
ever.
Ever.
He's killed our records, destroyed. He's only been with us for 3 months.
And the number that you shared with me today that he did in 1 month, was that all one job at a time, or did he land a couple big
76 sales?
76 different
$345,000.
I was going to hide it.
I don't want to, because our old record was 285, and that was after 17 years of doing this, and he killed it. He killed it. He said, I told him, you get to 300,000. I'm going to tell you this truth. You will not get to 300,000. No one's ever done it. This is your 3rd month. He says, I'm going to get there. I promise you, you'll see. And he knew I wanted to go to the Super Bowl. And I said, if you make it to 300,000, I will buy you a Super Bowl ticket. He's going to the Super Bowl in January. It's in Atlanta. We're both going. That's exciting for me, but exciting for him.
So he did 360 his 2nd month in the business?
345.
345.
His 3rd month, 2nd full month. And he doesn't know anything about
He doesn't know anything about fence. But
he knows about our company.
And ActiveYards.
He knows about He's been selling ActiveYards. He got the brochure.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't even know the word aluminum, because he's so new in the fence business. He only knows the word ActiveYards aluminum.
Well, there you go.
So he's super easy to train.
Well, we've been talking about that in training for years. Just take the word aluminum out and just get
That's
him
all
on
he
the
knows. ActiveYards aluminum, ActiveYards vinyl.
Well, you're very lucky with that, but I don't think it's luck. I think it's just that you believe enough in what our business is, and then secondly, you believe enough about what your opportunity is, and then you believe enough about how you're going to treat that person after he starts, and then he's going to fit in, and then you can take care of him. And that is the secret to success in the fence business, is giving other people opportunities to build their dreams. I'm sure he's super happy.
Yeah, he's very happy.
He's obviously keeping you in great shape too, because it's nice to have a fitness trainer on staff. So a couple other fun things. What kind of hobbies do you have? Like, I don't even know why I'm asking this question. I'm sitting in your basement now. Okay, besides being an incredible sports fan, what kind of hobbies
I
do you
bring my sons to hockey. I'm a dad of 3 boys, so my hobbies over the last few years have just been really keeping up with the kids and watching them grow and change and keep becoming new people.
Yep.
So I keep meeting these new kids all the time.
And what's their ages?
9 and 8 and 5.
Wow. Yeah. And you have all those years ahead of you, and now you have a little bit of time because you have such a great team to help you with your business. So you're very lucky.
Very lucky.
So they play hockey, or your oldest son plays hockey?
2 boys. My 2 oldest travel.
Okay.
They're junior hurricane travel team.
Okay.
And that consumes about 4-5 days a week.
Tell me about your relationship with the Carolina Hurricanes.
We are the proud sponsor, I won't say it the wrong way, of the Carolina Hurricanes. We have supported the Canes. This will be our 7th year.
Yeah.
We own both penalty boxes. So when a player goes into the penalty box, no matter which team and no matter where around the league, every single team will be in the arena at one time this year.
So that'd be nationwide. So you're doing
nationwide.
So do you want to tell everybody right now they owe you some of their co-op money for advertising?
I use my co-op money, and you need to use your co-op money. I promise you.
Well, it's funny because we were watching a Flyers game in Philadelphia. We were in Philadelphia watching a Flyers game in Carolina, and then we see the ActiveYards logos and stuff. So on behalf of ActiveYards, we thank you for that. But what do you think about? I mean, I have to think that that's really contributed to your success over the past couple of years. I mean, I know it's hard to get metrics on it, but what do you think?
We hear people say that they see it. I think it's a real subliminal thing I know the hockey world all knows who we are.
Yeah.
So I know I've been any rink around with my kids, every one of the parents knows who the family is and that we're involved with fencing. And We even got a job for the head coach for the Carolina Hurricanes last summer before he left this year. So it was a neat opportunity to do a job for the head coach of an NHL hockey team.
Yep.
We did a great job. It was all ActiveYards aluminum.
Yep.
Bronze. It was beautiful.
Yeah. So what other hobbies I know you can share? I know that you like cars. You don't have to give all the details if you don't want to.
I like cars.
Tell me about cars.
I've been a fan of cars since probably 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I liked fast cars. And apparently I'm a fast car fan. So.
He's a very fast car fan, and he's also a fast car driver, having testimony to that. So that's cool. Thanks for sharing some of that stuff with your employees. What word? How do you want to describe? What word comes to mind?
The
employees.
best.
The best.
The best. No subs. They're all employees.
So all installers are.
All installers are trained by us. They're taught by us. They are answered. They're all held accountable. There's no just. If you're not a good worker along a crew of 3, you don't get to come back. It's really it's a good system.
So crews of 3. How many employees do you have right now on the payroll?
62, I believe.
62,
63.
Wow. Your business is very efficient. It's amazing.
It doesn't feel like that.
It doesn't feel like
the efficiencies are there.
And the operations people, you get so much out of your people because of the quality of people that you have.
Yeah.
What are your goals for the future?
To build a retail facility on a very busy street, very close to here. With ActiveYards.
Well, it's amazing to me, that again that you live in a market that is almost a year-round market. I know you have a little winter here, but that you've built it without the crutch of having any sort of street visibility or a showroom or anything like that.
No showroom.
No showroom at all. And I just can't even imagine what it's going to feel like, let's say 2 years from now when you do fulfill that goal and you actually have frontage, visible to the main road, and then having a showroom. And then having
we kind of have to hide where we
counter. I mean, it's just it's almost going to be like it's going to be like a coming out party. I mean, and what's going to be exciting for you is that you've done such a great job with the branding of the name, and now all of a sudden, people are going to drive by and see, oh, that's where Harrison Fence is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like you've been teasing the market for all these years, and you're ready to come out. I'm excited to be part of that, and ActiveYards is certainly excited to be part of it because it's gonna be fun for you, but the key for us is to make sure that you're in the best position to win. Well, listen, thank you so much for taking the time today. It has been an honor to get to know you over the years. You have always been there for me and for us. From anytime we've ever asked you to be somewhere, go somewhere, do something, you've been ready to go, and been on different councils for us. You've been in part of our programs, and I know I speak on behalf of my entire company at Barrett. And the entire ActiveYards team. We thank you for your contributions that you've made, and we look forward to the future, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.